Hey, what's up, folks? Jam Book Reviews here. It's been a while since I've done a quick book review, so today I'll be reviewing Michael X, A Life in Black and White by John L. Williams. This is a biography of the infamous political activist slash gangster Michael De Freitas, also known as Michael Abdul Malik or Michael X, of no relation to the more famous Malcolm X. He was very popular back in the 1960s, but most people would be more familiar with the depiction in the novel Guerrillas by Nivea Naipaul or the Jason Statham movie Bank Job. John L. Williams seems to be quite a prolific writer and is probably best known for his Cardiff trilogy and the non-fiction book Bloody Valentine. I've had this Michael X book for a while now, but I remember it being very, kind of difficult to track down because it might have only been released in the UK by Century Books. But anyway, straight off the bat, this book was a very entertaining read because Michael X was such an interesting person. The subtitle of the book, A Life in Black and White, is very apt. Firstly, because Michael X was of mixed heritage, Portuguese and black, and he used this to his advantage throughout his life, passing and all that. Secondly, because he spent his life traversing between black and white societies, Trinidad and the UK. And lastly, and I think most importantly, because he vacillated between being a gangster doing crimes and a political activist trying to improve the conditions of black people in the UK. And as you read through the story, you realize he never really chose, definitively between these two paths. So he was a very polarizing figure, both loved and hated, and the author took his time to, capture this in the story, presenting the good, the bad, and the ugly. From his school days when he was known as Red Mike, to his adult life as Michael X, to his eventual trial, conviction, and execution. Michael X was one of those people who lived a full life in the sense that he did it all. He was at different points in his life a sailor, a slum enforcer, a poet, pimp, drug dealer, political activist affiliated with the Black Power movement, and he was also seen as a leader in the British counterculture. He's probably, most known for helping to start the now world famous Notting Hill Carnival and being involved in the subsequent riots. He knew William S. Burroughs, John Lennon, and Muhammad Ali. I mean, this guy got around. The author, really brought these disparate parts of his life together and weaved them into a cohesive narrative. Michael X had published an autobiography when he was alive, but he was the type of guy to, embellish certain things and leave out others. And John L. Williams was able to corroborate or refute or fill in the blanks where necessary by using news articles, court documents, interviews, all of that stuff. This extensive research was particularly useful in the final days of Michael's life when he was convicted of murder, because John L. Williams was able to recreate the entire scenario and its aftermath, which he described as the OJ trial, except nobody believed Michael was innocent. But he objectively cleared up all the misconceptions surrounding the trial, so you can, come to your own conclusion and decide whether or not justice was served. So yeah, very thorough biography of a complicated man. The author did a good job of demystifying him. There, it was steady pace, but not too dry. Sometimes the author offered his own, assertions of what happened in certain parts that were historically unclear, but he always gave evidence to support what he was saying. So yeah, get the book if you are interested in the British counterculture scene of the 1960s from the perspective of someone who, helped create it. If you ever wondered what it would have been like if Malcolm X never gave up, being a gangster, where that would lead. I don't know if this book is still in print, but just in case you can't track it down, the famous documentarian Adam Curtis's latest work, Can't Get You Out of My Head, has a segment focusing on Michael X. So yeah, thanks for listening, and see you on the next one.